but something got hijacked where it was just this expectation that everyone is going to be pegged at 4.5. And this didn't sit well because what we were seeing clinically in a lot of patients is we might start them at 1.5 and go to 3, and then they came back with side effects, and we're like, oh, okay, well, we will just compound you the right dose in between here, somewhere between 1.5 and 3. And we would titrate them up on smaller increments until we found the right dose for them. We had patients who were migraine patients that might be at 1.75 or 2.25. We didn't get too stressed out with this idea that everyone must be a certain dose. In fact, we looked at it as it was a fuzzy target. But this seemed to be lost. And for a lot of people who are doing evidence-based medicine or providers or people who weren't very aware of all of the subtleties of naltrexone dosing, they were like, everyone gets to 4.5 and that's the expectation. And this is where I started getting, honestly, a little bit agitated, because compounding is designed for adjustment to patient specific needs. And we were compounding all these doses, and we were doing a compounded therapeutic intervention with this rigidity of dose, and the pushback that was coming from a lot of providers. And honestly, this is where there was a disconnect, was, well, no, it has to be. And we had the compounding community and the LDN Research Trust saying, well, no, these are guidelines, not expectations or rigid requirements. And this is why I'm doing this webinar today, is because I want to open it up and say, look, it's very much a very soft target, and there's an expansion of doses. And as we've seen more patients come into our ecosystem, this 4.5 maintenance dose or recommended dose, that fuzzy target is even moved. And I had this conversation with another pharmacist, and they actually said to me point blank, there's no references that say that the dose should ever be any higher than 4.5. And 4.5 is the only dose of low-dose naltrexone. And this was in 2014, and I was able to provide a bunch of references and point back to all this information, say, no, it was a stepwise approach with this idea that maybe you don't need to exceed 4.5, but some patients might be better at 6 or even down to 3. And we don't know, but we will know through sort of that dosing regimen with that feedback response.